Linda Tice. Linda, could you come up? Linda is with Ohio Pro-Life Action. Thanks, Linda.
Hi, thank you so much. I am president of Ohio Pro-Life Action, which is an organization of pro-life advocates from across the state of Ohio. We want to thank Students for Life and CCV and FRC for putting this all together. I'm going to be pretty brief. I'm not going to repeat what's been said, but I will be right to the point. Ohio Pro-Life Action wants all of those organizations who have put all this together to know that we stand with you to call upon those who have the power to redirect funding away from Planned Parenthood and any other facility that slaughters and or sells by the body part the unborn who deserve protection and support in a civilized society. Let me say that Ohio Pro-Life Action and all of the other pro-life organizations across the state are sickened and outraged by those who are in a position to do so, but have not moved to stop this atrocity. To those in power, the Congress and our own Governor Kasich, who keeps saying that we should fight like crazy to defund Planned Parenthood, we say we are tired of hearing the rhetoric with no action. We hear your words and we wait, and we wait, and we wait. To our governor in particular, we have asked you kindly and respectfully and repeatedly in a letter over the signatures of over 100 pro-life organizations in Ohio to use your pen and stop this funding, but to absolutely no avail. In all of your travels, Governor, have you forgotten to listen to your own people back here in Ohio? Governor Jindal has had a very busy schedule too, but immediately removed Planned Parenthood's funding in his home state. So hear us, U.S. Congress, and hear us, Governor. We as human beings are sickened that we are forced through taxation to have any part in killing babies and or selling their body parts. As taxpayers, we're disgusted and we're angry that our tax dollars continue to pay for this horrible destruction of human life. You have the power to stop it, to stop every bit of it. So just do it, and do it now. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Wes Goodman. Wes, if you could come and share. Wes is a former staffer with Representative Jim Jordan.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with FRC Action and Students for Life of America. There is no better crowd to be in front of. There is no better cause to be associated with than the cause of life. I have the privilege now of being a candidate for the Ohio House of Representatives. When you get to meet with people every day, there is no person that you are more happy to meet with than a pro-lifer, because when you are involved in the cause for life, you are not looking for a profit. You are not looking for anything that will enrich yourself. You are looking for something that does what I believe is the most important thing that we can do as citizens, the most important thing we can do as legislators, and that is to stand up for the life, stand up for those who are not able to be with themselves. Why am I here today? Look, I'm a young person, I'm a millennial, I'm 31 years old. I want one day to be able to read in the history book. I want one day to be able to have my grandkids read in the history book about what it was like in America when we had abortion, when we had this sense in our country that life didn't really matter, when we had this idea in our country that some people were disposable. That, I believe, is fundamentally un-American. That, I believe, is fundamentally unhuman. And I think that if we continue to work together, if we continue to stand up as Americans, if we continue to stand up as people who are bold in our defense of life, that we can make that happen. Thank you so much for being here today. And I'll close with this. Like so many other things, the founders got it right. When you talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, work that backwards. Pursue happiness. That is what we are all called to do. If you're a person of faith, we're called to be joyous. We're called to be happy. If you pursue happiness, what does that mean? What do you have to pursue happiness? You have to have liberty. If you don't have liberty, if you cannot truly be free, you cannot be free to pursue what makes you happy, to pursue what brings you joy. You cannot truly be free. You cannot truly have liberty unless you have life. If you do not have life, if your life is not protected, when you cannot protect it yourself, when you were in your mother's womb, then you can never truly experience liberty, then you can never truly be happy. It is as fundamental as that. That is the cause that we are called here today in defense of. That is the reason why we are standing up and saying this organization that has for so long taken our tax dollars and insulted our values in the process have told us that what you see in these videos is not life, is a lie. It is wrong and it is evil. And together, if we stand up and make our voices heard, if we stand up and speak up and don't shut up, we can actually get this done. So thank you for being here. Thank you for what you're doing. I'm honored to be seeking election to the House of Representatives that is working hard every day to stand up for life, passing good pro-life bills, and we're going to get it done. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that, Wes. Thank you. Next, we have Bethany Goodman. If you could come up. Bethany is with the March for Life, and sure appreciate all you do for the cause of life. Please share with us, Bethany.
Good afternoon. As a pro-life woman and as a representative of the March for Life, I am here to join the call that our government needs to stop funding Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood is not for women. As you heard from our other speakers, Planned Parenthood lies to women. They have been lying to women since the days that they were founded by Margaret Sanger. If you don't know who Margaret Sanger is, she was a racist and she was a proponent of eugenics. Instead, our government should be funding healthcare centers that truly support women's health. As Stephanie mentioned, there are hundreds in Ohio. There are thousands and thousands across the country. Our government should not be funding this organization that not only lies to women, but is taking the lives of each day hundreds of preborn babies, half of them being females. One quick example about how Planned Parenthood is lying to women. For years and years, they've been proclaiming that if they're defunded, women will lose access to healthcare services like mammograms. Cecile Richards, the president of Planned Parenthood, has been repeating this. The President of the United States, Barack Obama, has repeated this line. All of their celebrity supporters have been repeating this line. Well, it's not true. It's an absolute lie. Planned Parenthood does not do mammograms. And that is just one small example of how Planned Parenthood has been lying to women. And like I said, not to mention the fact that they are aborting every day hundreds of preborn babies. And as we've seen from these videos from the Center for Medical Progress, they are not only aborting these babies, they are callously, heartlessly, and illegally treating their bodies as waste and profiting off the harvesting of their baby body parts. It's long past time that our government stops funding Planned Parenthood. At the March for Life, well, we're working every day to see that happen in Congress. In a few months, hundreds of thousands of Americans will be marching in Washington, D.C. We hope it's done by then, by January 22nd, but if it's not, we will be there in force to demand that the funding of Planned Parenthood stops immediately. So thank you for having me, and thank you for all of you who are working towards this goal.
Thanks a lot, Bethany. Next, we have Maddie Busher. Maddie is with the Pro-Life Club at Ohio State.
Good afternoon. Something you should know about me is that I have worked on my bucket list since I was 8 years old. That's when I started it. And now that I'm in college, I've been able to cross some of those off, as well as make it much more extensive. It's 10 pages long, riddled with goals like see the Northern Lights, go to Antarctica, swim in Jellyfish Lake. Some of them seem kind of unmanageable, so I tend to get a variety of responses. But for the most part, they fall into one of two categories. Either it's go for it, I believe in you, sounds awesome, or you should really start being more realistic about your capabilities. To the latter, I respond that I know challenges will come up along the way, that it'll be hard to make those goals come true. And maybe a few years down the road, I'll decide to agree with you that I should just give up. But right now, I'm in college. I deserve to believe that I can make my dreams come true. I believe that every college student deserves that, and so does Students for Life of America. Yet the statistics show that Planned Parenthood would disagree. They prey on college campuses more than anywhere else to tell women that they cannot. They can't make their own dreams come true, while at the same time choosing life for the child in their womb. They tell them that you aren't strong enough to carry out a pregnancy, you're not knowledgeable enough to be a parent, you're not selfless enough to choose adoption. The Pro-Life Club at The Ohio State University tells women otherwise. We partner with organizations across the country to educate students on a variety of life issues, provide pregnancy support, and offer post-abortive help and healing. As pro-lifers often like to say, we love them both. We should not be funding an organization that tells me that I can't. We need to be funding organizations that say, I know you can, and I will be here with you every step of the way. Thank you.